Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today. Let me share my screen. All right, babies. So today we're going to talk about generating images on the fly and how it can be useful in your application. So there are like a few options here, but we will talk about all of them one at a time. You remember our Google Maps webinar that we had lately. And there was a question here, how can we, instead of icons, display maybe something based on the user information or company information or whatever we display on the map. And as a quick and dirty example, since what you display on a map needs to be an image, an icon, or any kind of image. I'm not talking about tooltip, but icon itself or image. So I decided to create something that will generate an image based on customer's company name, and we display it on the map. And then we talk about other options. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. So both PHP and ASP.NET or PHP and C# respectively have a bunch of options of dealing with images. So I have added some code after edit record event of customers table that will generate and update the image based on current company name. So here's the code, and after record updated, it is. So there are two parts of the code. Let's take a look at the first option. So first of all, I load file it's like my background file name tooltip.png. I have edited via custom files here. It's just basically a black rectangle, which we're going to use as a background. And I also added true type font here, Verdana. And it's also something that we're going to need. So what I do here, I just load my background image file. We didn't have to do this, but it's just like something that makes the image look a little bit better. We create an image in memory from that PNG file. Then we get a hold of our font file. And then we create a color for our text that we're going to output on that image. So it's red, green, blue values that range from 0 to 255. If there are all zeros, it's going to be black. If it's all 255, it's going to be white. And ours is somewhere in between, so it's going to be grayish, but more like a light gray. And then we call image TTF text. It's a PHP function that takes our image as a source. Then it specifies the font size and the angle, and then X and Y coordinates counting from the top left corner, and then the color, and then our font, and then the text itself that we're going to output. So this is what it does. So, and then we just save it to a PNG file, also back to our files folder. File name is going to be tooltip, then it's ID of the record, and that's its PNG. So let me show you something. So that's how my files folder looks. I hope you can see it. Let's see, maybe I can extra large items. Okay, like this. You can see there is a bunch of files like tooltip 16 PNG with the company name. So let's see, for instance, if we change go and change one company name to something different, and we'll see how it changes. So we go to the edit page, and instead of bottom dollars, we put something like 5 below. Or 5 and below. Okay, and it's record number 8. And if we go here, yeah, we can see that it says now 5 and below. And by the way, there is something, let's see, that's a ChatGPT generated image, but we're going to talk about this later. So I also have code that does it based on the company name or description. So let's see what else we can do about this code. Maybe we want to adjust it a little bit or change the font size or something like this. I just want you to understand this code a little bit better. So let's change the font size to maybe 10 and angle, make it 20. Just for fun, okay? Build the project and see what it does. And we're going to just save the same company name. And if you go and take a look at our image, you can see, yeah, it doesn't look very good, but you can see that it did something, right? It changed the angle and increased the font a little bit. So maybe we want to just adjust it a little bit. So instead of 20, we just make it 10 degrees. Font size can probably be 9, and X, we will probably try to do it this way. Again, just for fun. So that's the first step. So when we save customers record, we update the image. So this is the we can do something a little bit smarter. We can only invoke this code if company name has changed, but I'm doing it every time because it's a real fast operation and won't take much time of our CPU, so why not? Okay, let me see what was generated there. Save it again. Done. Go back to our files. Okay, so we can see that 5 and below is now looks a little bit more reasonable. So next step, how do we show this stuff on a map? So you probably remember how we did it in our other tutorial. So we need to have a URL of the image that can be a relative URL. We need to have a URL of the image in our field name marker. Again, this field is something that we specify in our customers map code snippet. So marker field is marker. So we know that our icon is coming from the field name marker, and we update this field dynamically in our before process row list event. And what we do here, we build the same kind of relative URL using ID field, files/tooltip ID field, and that PNG. If file does exist, we use it as our marker. And if it does not exist, we just display default tooltip.png file. For this, like I already generated images for all companies that are on the list page. But if you go to page 2, we will see a bunch of just a black rectangles. Let me show you what I mean back to the list. And where is our 5 and below? It's Canada. Let's take a look. And most likely we need to log in again. Okay, it picked up the new image, 5 and below. Okay, that's the idea. So you can generate an image based on something. Again, depending on your task, you can do it and you can display it this way.